What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Wanted to take a little bit deeper look into Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2019. Obviously, the Dynasty release video came out earlier today if you want to go back and check that out. But I wanted to respond to some comments people had about the game. So first and foremost, Dynasty Mode was the #1 requested thing that you guys wanted. So I'm glad they listened to the community, took the steps to ensure that it was in the game this year. But also, if you played the game the last 2 years, you knew some things needed to be worked on. So player models, something that they really made strides in this year, including player-specific models. So that's a big deal in terms of making the game look authentic. Secondarily, animations were a huge hurdle as well. They are doing the best they can in bringing this game to life. Hundreds of animations recorded, professional studio. We showed earlier this year. They have actual football players that recorded these. So they made strides in both what the players look like on field and how the animations look like in game. So those were really two big complaints people had about Maximum Football last year. Secondarily, the equipment, if you didn't follow again, Zenith came on board, Wilson came on board, they've got Phenom and Mocom gloves, so you actually have real-life equipment. Phenom Elite actually the official uniform supplier for the Arena Football League, so they are working in those fields to try to get a little bit more depth and realism. You know, I know it's kind of a small thing, but a lot of people, when it comes to equipment, they want variety, and it's always nice to have actual sponsored items in a game. It just looks nicer. I mean, a lot of people go into other games, and they want a variety of things, so it's nice they have that there. Customization, really, if you're new to this game, is something that it was founded upon. So they don't quite have Create a Team there yet, but you can customize your team information, your rosters, your uniforms. One of the big inclusions last year was the logo editor. They've expanded it this year to over 260 stock logos to choose from, but to be fair, it's very hard for people to connect to a fictional team, so a lot of people struggled last year, myself included, with the logo editor. They've made it a little bit easier this year from what I can tell, including the layering of logos a bit easier. Sharing remains to be seen, probably will not happen based on what we learned last year, but still, they're trying to get it to where it needs to be. And finally, talking about that customization as well as customizing the game. So one thing that was really interesting, I thought, is that they actually went before U.S., Canadian, college football rules, fields, but now the game ball is going to be different as well, and they do have Doug Flutie in the game, so you can play as Doug, maybe rekindle some of that Flutie magic. Now, the big question in the room, NCAA. Licensing, I guess, is something that's up in the air across all games when it comes to football. I will tell you that they've openly said they have contracts out with NCAA as far as, applications, as well as other leagues, so that's something they're always looking into. Some people question about Road to Glory, however you want to go about it. We all know what we're talking about. Not planned for this year. Dynasty Mode was the inclusion, but I assume they're looking to build upon that for next year. Some people asked about the playoff structure. It's going to be bowl style. Others asked about the coaching carousel. They don't have that in yet, but you do have the ability to change teams during the year. And then the two biggest questions that I saw, price point, from what we understand right now, $20 to $30, and when will we see gameplay? Even as I said, I understand gameplay, the determining factor for many of you, gameplay this summer. I will certainly do everything I can to get as much as I can for you until that time frame, but until then, a lot of information here for you guys. I appreciate you checking this video out and the Dynasty video from earlier. You know I will be back in the week with more commentary.